Namaskaram and a very good evening. We are excited to announce the Pass Guarantee Program for November 24. This is exclusively for 10 students. So instead of we explaining how it is going to be, we are letting our super students explain their experience so that it will be easy to take a decision. So to begin with, Manju, if you read the headline, we are saying pass guarantee program. Is it even a possibility in exam like CA? Because we always talk about 10% result, 9%, 8%. When it's a single digit result, how can we say that we can actually guarantee pass? What are your thoughts about it?
Yes, it is a tough course. Only 10% of the people pass out. But we make ours, we make the people come here to be a part of that 10%. So that's how we ensure that
Okay, that's a
everyone
good one.
passes.
Mitra, what's your take on this?
It is just making it happen, and rather than thinking and giving it a thought, everything will be happening here.
So do you think we can claim that now that you're experienced it? Can
Yeah. The process itself will make you realize it will happen.
we? Okay, so effort guarantee program through the process which will convert into result. So that explains why we can claim pass guarantee program. Next, we're talking about 10 students only. So how is it helpful? Like as a student, whether there are 100 students or 200 students or 1000 students or 10 students, what difference did it make when you had to work with a limited set of students?
Firstly, there's no clutter.
Okay.
Just eliminates all the clutter. Only people who are really serious are in the process. So that eliminates 90% of the people. And when you work with a sense of seriousness, you automatically get carried away in that seriousness rather than if you work with clutter, you get carried away in the clutter. Right? So here it works in the opposite way. People are extremely focused and you yourself will align to those things and you work accordingly. That's the benefit of working with a limited set of people who are very extreme, who are having high intensity and who are very serious about what they do.
Noted. Mitra?
This 10 students are like the 10% who are passed similar intensity. And
Okay, so there's a difference when you work with a limited set of people.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, the new term we are using residential mentorship. A lot of people keep asking, what is it? What is abroad? Now, instead of we explaining it, Manju, what has been your experience of this residential mentorship in bracket Hyderabad? Because last time, do you have this in Mumbai? Do you have this in Delhi? Some of the comments we're getting. So currently, we are having it in Hyderabad. So probably when Mitra goes to Singapore, we'll have one unit there. But right now, we are having it here. So what's your experience of the residential mentorship?
Yes, firstly, moving out of home is a big decision for any person to take. Yes, once you're out of that, you're out of your zone, you break your zone, and then you enter a new environment, a new, complete set of, you enter a new cohort which will help you. And a residential program for me in particular has been great because like I said, there's intensity, there's a routine, there's like people you study with, there's mentors, constant interaction with, elevated minds. It's
Right.
not just your peer group. Even your peer group is very, the way they think and the way we act and everything is different. It's not like your regular peer group. Even the mentors, the intensity that they've added, the value that they've added is incredible. So it's been great. I've not even once questioned my decision of, moving out of my place and doing this. So I think stepping out and coming here has added a little layer and added beyond what I can do. So it's been great for me.
Now, both of you actually can add a very different perspective here. Now, you probably stay 20 minutes away from this place. You can have a bigger study room at your own home. Now, for someone who's staying in Hyderabad, probably close by, would it still make sense to shift? How would you justify that?
Yes, I definitely say come here and study rather than your place because you are in a zone. You don't want your zone to get disturbed because
Yeah.
of any external factors. Here, that zone is maintained. Your mental space is protected. Nothing can come and affect you. I think that's one important thing that, especially for a course like this, when you want to clear, I think that's very, very important to protect your peace and protect your zone. It's okay, people will understand, some commitments you may not be attending and some commitments you may not be giving your friends and all, but it's only a matter of time. So I definitely recommend coming and staying here even if your home is like 5 minutes
So Manju strongly recommends students from Hyderabad also to come into the zone. Okay, that's understood. So Mitra, for someone who is moving from a different city, so because that implies moving out of your comfortable elongated zone. If not, because for her at least still saying she's still staying in the same city. Psychologically, she might think that okay, my parents are just a call away. For someone like you, how difficult it is, and how were you able to arrive at the decision?
Okay, first there was the language barrier.
Hmm.
This is Telugu is the
Hmm.
major.
Hmm.
So that was there. The
Hmm.
food, the spice
Hmm.
levels,
Hmm.
all those were there. But when you put your uh, career and your CA course in priority, all these factors won't come into mind and it
Hmm.
won't affect the decision which you are taking.
Right.
So you have to prioritize what you want now, not the comfort or the food or all those aspects. They're just the back end, not the front end. So if you want something, you want to achieve that, you have to come, get down, get into the process, do it, move out of your comfort zone, move to a place where there is high level of intensity.
So even if you're from a different city, it makes sense for someone to come down.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's point number B, which I checked. So here a lot of people ask about I am half done with my coaching. I'm yet to start with my coaching, and there are like infinite number of questions about the coaching part. But we say that we'll take care of the material concepts, doubts, revision, exam practice, everything. We're like just come empty-handed and go back with certificate. So what is your experience of this? Because we normally do not emphasize on coaching whether it is there or not. Either way, the cycle will take care of it. So what has been your experience in this regard?
So exam coaching is only a very, very minute part of your preparation. Or to even write exams, that's a very minuscule part. That doesn't play an extreme major role in cracking an exam. So coaching is something like just for you to understand what's there in the book. Coaching only provides understanding of that. Whereas here in Human Life School, I think we provide an understanding as to what's the syllabus, how do you study it, the way you study it. The resources are irrespective of how many resources you use, the best possible use of the resources that you have in hand. And also the exam preparation, exam practice. That's one aspect I'd say that has improved me. That has improved my preparation because you don't go and listen in the exam, you go and write. So that's something we really take care of here. So yeah, I think all those things make more sense here because coaching is just passive learning. You feel like you've gotten everything, but when you go into the exam and you start writing, nothing really comes out of your pen and you're scared and all that. But now, after you write a certain set of multiple exams, multiple revisions, it makes the process much more seamless and easy. So, yeah.
Fabulous. Mitra, you have prepared some concised, summarized editions of ICI module, which there's a lot of roaring feedback regarding it from whoever has used it. Recently, I showed it to a Deloitte partner, and he was very impressed with that because it maintained the integrity of the subject in a concise manner. So that and overall experience of how your learning process happened here as compared to what used to happen. What's the difference and what improved?
Okay, so first I understood what that subject has, the syllabus has here, and we broke it down into parts. Like first it was understanding the headings, then subheadings, then going into the details. So it was a process, and the intensity also rose like with the movement of the flow of the chart. That was not there when I was doing it. It was more of chapter wise. When you see the pages, you're like, okay, this is 100 pages. No, this will take time. You go with that mentality, you won't be able to capture what is there. So that shifted drastically. That itself improved my preparation altogether. That's the whole point.
So the approach to preparation improved everything. So where you're able to understand that the material which you're using, it is useful in a more resourceful way, where you don't have to rely on other sources. I think that's the understanding of what you said. Fair enough. Cool. Next, multiple attempts and repeated failures. Like when someone experiences that, there's always a question mark. what will change in this attempt as compared to my 2 years, 3 years, or 1 year, whatever time frame it is. So, what makes you think that Manju can flip the cup or mug? Yeah. So, what makes you think that being super students you can clear in just one last attempt? So, how is this one attempt different from other attempts?
The whole process,
Okay.
that is the game changer.
Okay.
That you have every component here. And you have yourself here. You are present here.
Right.
You're not
Right.
distracted. You don't have all those deviations. You're in a very intense zone. So
Mm.
sir's here to pull you back, if anything. So that's what works. Anything to add on?
Yes, I think the whole ecosystem plays a major role. The ecosystem as a whole, builds you. It just takes care of you, and also the process, the grinding. Once you're in the churner, you have to churn and you have to come out, better. So that's how it works.
And the next part, the daily revision, it kind of troubles you where we have to start your day with previous day revision at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever is applicable, and then end your day even after a very 15-hour, 16-hour long day, we still force you to write the day end revision. So how helpful or how torturous has it been? And also the weekly exams where you have to write an exam whether you know something or not. That is one thing. And also at the exam also we make you write in 2 hours, compressed timing and different formats. And the monthly milestones where we have to complete the whole group within a month. So what's your take on this? Because while you're doing it, it wasn't easy. But now when you go back and write the exam and look back, so what has been experience with this techniques or the intensity of preparation here?
So it's just like a car where you shift the gears, right? So everything is shifting of gears. Sometimes you go the 1 hour exam way. The day end revision is also an exam.
Yeah.
It is a material which you can use. The 1.5 day revision time. So everything counts. So it's just a 15-minute test. This is an hour test and 2 hours. So that's how it progresses. And while you're doing it, you won't know. It's just when everyone are doing it, you're forced to do it, and you won't know until you see the results. So it's a group thing where you're forced to do something, but you see the changes weekly, monthly.
Fair enough. Manju, was it worth the effort? Was it worth the pain?
Yes, I definitely say so. It's definitely worth the pain because after even during FR exam, just before that night, I had to jot down my day end revision. Even the last exam, IIT, I was doing my DIA, and only then I was sleeping at 2 o'clock in the night. So yeah, it is worth it because whatever you've done through the day, you just put it on paper and you get a sense of satisfaction. You get a sense of mental, satisfaction that you've done something and you remember something. And also there's a little healthy competition that used to happen between all of us. So someone used to submit it and we used to be like, oh my god, I didn't submit it. So we used to go and do that immediately and come back. So yeah, in many ways it helped us. Again, as she pointed out, that 1.5 day, it becomes much needed material we can go through.
Perfect. So if you do these 5 things, do you believe that anyone who is coming in here can clear the 5 things which we discussed?
Yes.
Okay. Now in terms of the process, we had a reasonable clarity where you shared your experience that was quite helpful for someone who might be listening to this for the very first time. In terms of the execution, so this time we're working with some aggressive timelines. Like we are not waiting for the results, we are not waiting for anything. We're saying join right away. So what we're trying to do is these people keep asking when is the next batch. My answer is today, because when you get to know today, you can only start from today, not yesterday, right? So today is the right time. So whenever someone joins, we immediately want to attach a one-to-one mentor, and then we'll start working on the weakest paper. Because if you notice you're taking disproportionate amount of time with the weakest paper and that's not getting settled, the moment someone joins, let's say audit, let's say tax, we'll have one-to-one, whatever time it takes, let it take. So that's the reason why someone comes in, that will bridge the gap. Let's say another paper here is 30 or 20, weak paper they're in 10. So 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever time it takes, we'll fix the weakest paper. And the advantage joining early is, anyways, you'll end up paying the same fee, but the point is you have more time, you have more comfort, you'll have more cushion. So that way, from the point of joining to June 30th, we're giving exclusive personal mentors to fix all their weak papers. If that they are done, we can start working on the king subject also. King subject is something where you can score 60, queen subject is 50, pawn subject is at least 40, 45. Are the 3 subjects in a group. So do you think this will help?
Yes. Yes.
Should we do that from the upcoming attempt? So the moment someone joins, we're attaching a mentor and working on the pawn subject. Next, we are preparing this for both the groups, which means if somebody is preparing only for one group, automatically they're clear. So July entire month, if you remember, we have done a 21-day challenge. So 1 week per subject into 3 subjects. 21-day challenge for group 1. At this junction, we're expecting them to cross 25 at least. But it could be more, but at a basic level, 50% of the marks they should be able to score. So 3 subjects, 3 weeks, and 1 week mock test with 20-hour challenge. So do you think at this junction people will cross 25?
Yes.
We repeat the same for group 2. So another 25. So here people are at 150 by the end of August 31st. Do you think it's a good point to reach?
Yes.
Okay, so this is 150 by August 31st. September, we are doing a 50-hour challenge. The 4-day cycle, intensive cycle, along with an exam. So, which is expected them to move from 25 to 40. So, 6 into 4, all papers, 24 papers, and 1 week, 1 more mock. In this mock, we'll write 1 more. So, by this time, you've already written 3 mocks for each paper. So, we are expecting it to cross 40s by this time. Should we do this?
Yes.
July 1st month, group 1, August group 2, September both the groups, 4-day challenge into 6 subjects plus 1 more mock cycle. So 3 mocks of each paper they would have written. Apart from the daily writing practice, apart from the additional mocks which they have to write, there is additional. And finally, October, the super revision, which is finally again, it's an extension of 50-hour challenge where we add other dimensions, separate components for MCQs, separate components for index mapping and all of that. We bring everything together. So 1 more layer which is expected them to cross 50. So 25, 40, 50 are the 3 steps which you are looking at. So do you think if you follow this schedule, they would be able to clear?
Yes.
You're confident?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay. So should we freeze this? Should we officially announce this schedule?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so which means this video is going on YouTube. So this framework, if someone implements it for those 4 months, we have reasons to believe that they can clear for sure. Now I'll have to tell you a master secret. Now the framework might look very tempting, or the framework might look very interesting. The reality is people clear because of the work they do. Now when I say super students, first of all, these students don't give up. They would have taken previous attempts, they would have went through some challenges, but they never give up. So the first thing is, these are fighters. Second thing, they have the ability to trust someone. When somebody gives 2-3 attempts, they have reasons not to believe in anyone else, but for them to come and surrender to an ecosystem, to completely submit themselves to an ecosystem at a final level, it's not easy. So when these guys are doing it, that has to be respected. So one is never give up attitude, to ability to trust. Ability to trust is not easy. See, gaining trust is a different thing. Even for you to trust someone is not easy. You always live in a zone of disbelief, but my super students do that. Number 3, the implementation part. Now, I can give you as many fancy schedules as I can, but the point is, you should be able to implement it. Now, I guess the last couple of days, Manju has been suffering with fever, stomachache. I think you took an injection at 2 p.m. in the night, late in the night, 2 a.m. in the night. So, and then she went ahead and wrote an exam. Now, the question is, we keep getting a lot of challenges, but they have the ability to navigate, or do you want to sit and complain? So, my super students are those people who stick to their goals, who stick to their routines, who won't stop themselves because of internal challenges. So, if you're thinking just by coming here something will automatically happen, it might happen, but you need to understand that you own the responsibility. So when you firmly decide that I'm owning this, I'm owning my responsibility, I'm gonna do everything in my capacity to beyond to clear, then all the help will come and help you further. Otherwise, don't have a. This is not a motivational video. If you're getting motivated, probably I'm sorry, that's not the intention. The idea is to tell you that, irrespective of what has already happened, your past has no correlation with your future, but your present has correlation with your future. So what do you do right now will affect what is going to happen on the day of the results. Okay. So over and above this, please make sure that you come with a certain sense of intent. We'll take care. Okay. So if you think you're able to connect to this video, if you think you find a path ahead, like Manju or Mitra, where you can correlate to this story, if you think you are also in this zone, you're most welcome. The admission process is you just submit the form which is given along with this, or you can also call us on the number which is given to you, 7075985970, and we'll ask you to come and visit us for a 3-hour visit along with your parents, so you can talk to the students here, you can see the process, you can experience the place yourself. Once it is done, then we'll give you a personalized plan. If you feel confident that this is going to work for you, then we'll go ahead with the next steps. Okay, so this is exactly how we are going to crack the next attempt. We'll tell you who are the 10 students. We'll keep tracking all the results of the 10 students. Now this attempt has a bit of experimentation because we took people from different points of time. There are someone who has joined in the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, a lot of things happened. But next time upfront we'll announce these are the students. You can track their progress and you can see it for yourself. Okay, this is how we are going to operate. And I especially thank Mitra for coming here all the way, because she originally wanted to go to Singapore, and then from there she took a different turn, and for her to trust, it's not easy. So I appreciate her, and she has been a fabulous value addition to the entire ecosystem. Even for Manju, it was not an easy decision, because when you have a home which is quite nearby my home, so it's not an easy decision to come out of that comfort zone and do this. So we exist because of super students, and we are really proud of the work they have done. We wish them the best for the results, irrespective of how they are going to be, and we hope and pray every day from today is going to be very productive and efficient for you. So thank you for watching this, and thank you, Sinan, for shooting this. Thank you.